Today, before we publish our manifesto, before the Labour and the Conservative parties publish theirs, the Liberal Democrats are going to do what they want, and we will set out all the changes we plan to make on taxation and the benefits system. We don't think it's fair to make the poorest pay for the wealthiest. We don't think it's fair to pass the burden of our debts on to our children and grandchildren. We are going to spread the burden of finishing the job of fixing the economy fairly across society. Yes, that means more cuts, but it also means asking the wealthiest to pay their fair share too. In a moment, David will set out in detail what we plan to do on both tax and benefits. Our plan means finding more than £3 billion in savings from the welfare budget. Savings which ask wealthy pensioners to make a small sacrifice. Savings which involve fair adjustments to universal credit. Continued restraint on the rate of increase of our benefits. And a groundbreaking plan to reduce benefit fraud and error and get the most vulnerable off benefits and into work. We will also be setting out today how we will raise £7 billion fairly through changes in the tax system. £2 billion of which will be used to pay for our commitments to raise the personal allowance to £11,000 in 2016 and to increase NHS funding next year as well. None of our tax changes involve increases in income tax, national insurance, VAT or the headline rates of corporation tax. As you will hear from David, they involve instead the introduction of a banded high-value property levy, fair changes to the reliefs and exemptions that apply to dividend tax and capital gains tax that benefit the very wealthy, and the abolition of wasteful Conservative tax breaks.
Clegg there with the latest from Westminster. A day of campaigning, as we're saying, even on a Sunday, laying out how the Lib Dems plan to balance the books. Now, it's been a week of personal attacks and fights over funding, but who ended the second week of